Oh, you can't get Wi-Fi?
You get a good number.
To have Wi-Fi?
Yeah, they give you like a number, like, or they send it to your, I don't know.
No. With Wi-Fi, all you need to do is you got to ask them, but I think you need to pay. I don't know if they're still making you pay or not. It's like 150 baht an hour or something.
You having to pay?
Yeah. Unless you're like a rewards customer or whatever, and then you get it, you know. All right, so here we are. I don't know. Go ask them if you still have to pay. I don't know. So here we are. Can you guys hear me? At 76, cannot get COVID insurance. I can never return to Thailand. They're not going to have that forever, so you're going to have to live a little bit longer, I think. And I believe there's a way around it, but I don't know what they're doing right now. You know, like you got to show a certain amount of money in the bank or something. So today is the first day. Oh, maybe Wi-Fi is free here now. Today is the first day of Thailand's reopening plan. Soft reopening. And as I had been saying earlier, you need a pen?
No,
It's not going to work for you?
no, you gotta register.
So anyway, as of yesterday when I streamed, each restaurant their staff had to be fully vaccinated. I guess yesterday they waived that. From the time that I was talking yesterday till today, they waived that. Staff don't have to be fully vaccinated. They don't have to test. Neither do the customers. They don't have to test. They don't have to vaccinate. So, but what the word is that they're working on a program to be able to work that out, figure that out. And so what might happen is, hey, you want to work, you're going to have to be fully vaccinated. So anyway, in case you don't know, I'm here with Mr. Billy. He's here. He made it. He got out of bed. Now, he came to see the A-team here, to see who was working here. And unfortunately for him, there's only one person working that he knows of, and that would be Miss Preo. But anyway, as he said, he came to see me and shoot the shit with me. Oh yeah, Preo is Gennaro's girl. Anyway, listen, moving forward. It looks like rain today. There is a 40% chance of rain today. The Thai baht is 32.26. It continues to get stronger against the dollar. Really, it's starting to gain back quite a bit. 68 air quality index, which is not too good. 81 degrees, high at 88, low of 75. 90% humidity. The feel-like temperature is 88. As I said, 40% chance of rain. And there is virtually no wind. There's only one wind is north, coming from the north at 1 mile an hour. So there it is there. It's the big news today. But yesterday we started to talk about, yes, I'm outside and I'm not walking, and I don't plan on walking. Not in this muggy weather. Hopefully the sound is very good. I have a mic on today. But it's very muggy out. And it's been rainy and a little bit cooler. So I don't want to be walking out in the rain. I'll leave that for Mr. Longhorns and his whichever lovely lass he has. People are tripping out because they're not sure that they can come in. And, you know, I got here at 8:30 just out of habit. Usually when I come here at 8:30. I get something to drink, a little bite to eat, and it takes a few minutes to set up. And so I got here at 8:30, chatted with everybody here for a little while, and Tom, Sawadee Kab. So, what I found out though is that the staff here they've only been vaccinated once, and as is the case with my wife, they're not going to be vaccinated until later this month. So none of them would have been fully vaccinated. So that's why they're not implementing this yet. However, I think 90% of the people in Bangkok are vaccinated. That's what they're saying. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's only the people that they believe need to be vaccinated. I'm not sure. But today we're going to talk about Ganja. Marijuana, Mary Jane, the evil, wacky weed. That's what we're going to talk about here. Now, I have not indulged in the wacky weed for many years. But I have been in Amsterdam and in other parts of the Netherlands where marijuana was not a problem, hashish was not a problem, and weed is tolerated there. Things are a little different here. Okay, and I have some statistics. In the United States, the first thing I wanted to look at was Texas is the size in mass, about the same size in mass as Thailand. However, Thailand has almost around 70 million people. Texas has about 30 million. 30 million in population. So it works out to where the population of Texas is about 43% of that of Thailand, and Texas. Well, yeah, Texas kicks Thailand's ass. Okay, if Texas were to be taxed, there is a potential revenue of about, I believe it's about $400 million dollars. Yeah. What is this? CBD and Texas is generally very strict on marijuana laws. However, I don't know if you know this, medical CBD oil is legal in Texas. Did you know that? Medical CBD oil. So if you have a lot of pain, you can go to your doctor and say, can I get some of that good shit, the CBD oil, the medical marijuana in CBD oil format, and you might be able to get it. However, the potential tax is about 400, I thought I had that here. Oh, here it is, right here. $397,424,206. That is the potential revenue that Texas is leaving on the table. So if you figure that's 43% of what maybe Thailand could earn, you're looking at somewhere around $900 million dollars. So someone was asking about what I thought about the casinos coming here. I think there's a better chance that you're going to get weed legalized with THC than you will with casinos. Soy Dog Cowboy says hello. There he is. He said, it's too damn bad you're not here. We could have had a party. Thank you very much, Tom. A cup of CBD oil coffee. I wish I could have one of those. I'll tell you what, I don't think that I would, Like if weed was legal here, I don't think I'd be going in, every month or every couple of weeks buying a big bag of weed or something like that. Now, what I might do is get some CBD oil, or I might just get some edibles so that I could sleep better, maybe to take the pain away a little bit, because, I got some nasty arthritis in my hands. But so that's the kind of money we're talking about. We're talking about, it's $1 billion industry now, multi-billion dollar industry. I don't know why I printed this 14 pages out. California, let me tell you a little bit about California's marijuana tax. Wow, they earned over $1 billion in 2020. Their tax is as follows: $9.65 per ounce for flowers, $2.87 per ounce for leaves, and $1.35 per ounce for a fresh plant. How does California spend marijuana tax revenue? First, the revenue covers regulatory and research costs. Good morning, Johnny. Then 60% goes to anti-drug programs targeting kids. 20% goes to environmental programs, and 20% goes to public safety. Now, you see, to me, you would think that they could spend it a little wiser than that. I mean, first of all, 60% to anti-drug programs seems a little high. 20% to environmental programs. Well, we all know there's a bunch of tree huggers in California. No offense. But why isn't it going to their infrastructure? 20% goes to public safety. You mean to defund the police? Anyway, I digress. As always, I digress. Now, here's the thing. Marijuana became legal, and I was talking about this the other day, because of the Bumjai Thai party and the one and only public health minister Anutin, who used the legalization of marijuana in his campaign to get elected. He didn't get elected, but he did manage to get a spot in the cabinet. Yeah, well, you can kind of say that. Now, in Thailand, January 2021, Thailand loosens its restrictions and allowed products containing... What is this? No, don't allow. YouTube asking me if I want to connect to different devices. No, I don't. In January 2021, Thailand loosened its restrictions and allowed products containing cannabis leaves, stems, stalks, and roots in food or cosmetics. That's not the good shit. That's not the shit that gets you high. Okay? So, take that for what it's worth. All this cannabis tea, cannabis, in food and all that kind of stuff. Okay, does it add a flavor? Does it do anything? I guess. Maybe, but for years Thailand used for years Thailand used the leaves from weed, from pot plants, the leaves, everything but the stuff with the THC, the flowers. They used it in their recipes. They used it for a number of things. And then in 1930, it was made illegal. Why they did that, I don't know. I mean, it is a plant. The thing that I see, the problem I see, and I don't know, I didn't get to check on this, but I don't know what kind of problems they have in California, all these places where weed is legal, with people driving stoned off their ass, and are they getting in accidents? Is the crime rate down because people are all stoned out? I don't think people are going to be more apt to commit crimes because they got to get their fix of weed. They ban vaping to protect their tobacco friends. Assumptions, my friend, assumptions. Cannabis has been officially announced as not legal in Thailand. However, it has strict limitations and expansion to commercial products that are still in the early stages. As we've seen, there is a cannabis cafe, Ganja cafe, on Lot Proud Road that I walked by the other day when I was streaming. They're putting it together. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but it says here before Thailand banned cannabis because of modern globalization pressure. Cannabis was once a part of Thai people's life, used as seasoning over meals, traditional medicine, and the fabric in cloth. So yeah, the rope and fabric, all that stuff, that's great. But to me, until it becomes legal to where people can, I don't know about smoking it, but I guess how you gonna do that where, you know, the Netherlands is a different place than Thailand. The Netherlands, you know, people drive and everything, but the culture is much different, and I think it would take some time for Thai people to get used to it. And you know, what's going to happen? The first guy who smashes into a car and kills a bunch of people, and they find THC in his bloodstream, and he's killed a bunch of people, they're going to be like, oh, there are going to be calls for banning marijuana. I don't know that it's going to happen in Thailand anytime soon. However, there was a survey done by Nikkei, the Nikkei News, and the most expected effect of cannabis products is stress relief. I think we could all use a little stress relief. Maybe it's true. If everybody was smoking weed or eating edibles, the world would be, and having sex, the world would be a much better place. Huh? Oh. Okay, so this survey, what didn't tell me very much here, this survey. 90% know about the regulations. Okay, products categorized in cosmetics are widely supported for everyday use. Food is less intended to be consumed frequently. And they expect a clear explanation of usage and THC levels. That's what they expect these people. There was only 700 people in this little survey. They were 20 to 59 years old. It was in Bangkok, and it was an online survey from 2 months ago. But of course they expect, you know, they expect, just like pharmaceuticals, you know, you take 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 2 at dinner time. Yeah, the Louisiana, man, it ain't looking good there. Cosmetics, who has a problem with putting this stuff in cosmetics? Or even food? You know, I used to go back, I did go to Cambodia when they first started going over there. And they still have it, but they used to have this place. It was one place for a long time. It was called Happy Pizza. It's right there on the riverside. And you know, you go in, you get a pizza, and you say, I want a happy pizza. Make your pizza up, they put the weed on there, and you know, it did its thing. It worked. So I don't see what the problem is with that. I mean, I heard something about if you do that a lot, you're more apt or more susceptible to stomach cancer. I don't know. They can test and test and test and test. You want to join in? You sure?
Eavesdropping for a minute.
He's eavesdropping.
I don't want to be on.
Okay, you don't have to be on.
Shit, I can't read that anymore.
That's because you need a.
Glasses.
Gennaro, we have already spoke our piece with your girl, and we made sure that she knows you're a wanton man. Well, I don't understand why you can't. That prescription. What I did see is that, what was it that it said? I don't know if it's in one of these articles that I have. But supposedly, huh? Well, the air will be. Gennaro asked you what is up. Supposedly, if you have a prescription for marijuana, supposedly you would be allowed to bring it in. No importing is allowed. However, in this case, what I was reading is that, obviously it could be problematic, but that's what they're talking about. That if people they are already approved in their country, they can bring the prescription, they can bring whatever documents they need, and they'd be allowed to bring in a small amount of use, just like they could bring in, other medicine that needs a prescription that is legal here. You're not supposed to bring in illegal medicine that's illegal in Thailand. Let's see here. Now I like this article. Stoners rejoice as Thailand plans to make cannabis a part of the mainstream. That's misleading. It's very misleading to say, well, weed has been legalized here. Because let me tell you something. I got some horrible arthritic pain in my hands, in my hips, and in my knees. Now, I don't know how well it would work, but I bet you that it would be better than like taking a bunch of Vicodin. I mean, I don't take anything, and maybe that's one reason why I'm a little bit grouchy sometimes, because I get in a bad mood. I start feeling, I'm in pain. I start getting pissy. I don't want people around me. And then if I just had a couple edibles, maybe that would do the trick. But I don't see this happening, and that's the one thing I haven't heard is, okay, where's the dispensaries? Where are you going to go? Are you going to get it just from the hospital? What doctor is going to, first of all, what doctor is going to prescribe medical marijuana to a foreigner? Because if they started allowing tourists to come in and to be seen, then maybe that would make a difference. Maybe that would make a difference, and there would be a lot more people coming here. It would boost the tourism numbers again. It's not going to happen in the near future, though. And honestly, I don't know if it'll ever happen. I think Anutin was lucky to get this passed, and the only way he got it passed is because there's no THC involved. Jono, I don't know where Jono is. Huh? How was your haircut? Looks good, but how much was it?
Oh, $500.
That's it?
But I gave him a big tip for the staff, so because just because.
Oh, yeah.
It hurt. The one girl that.
We'll send you the link to the clinic in Bangkok that you can get in. Okay, that's good to know. Huh? No, I listen. Jono doesn't like to travel all that much outside of his little bubble. Huh? Yeah, it's a good little area. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, sometimes I want to break free. Yeah, no, there's a lot to do in Jono's little area, especially if you're a foreigner. That place is made for foreigners and Japanese. That's what it's for. And for there are some Thais there, of course, but it's a good little area. But he doesn't want to, I understand it. It's it's a bit. Listen, it's been a bit of a hassle, and I think I could be wrong, but just from my own experience and from his experience, what he's told me, we're in all the time. Most of the time, I don't go anywhere other than maybe the grocery. And so we've been in for so long now, we don't even we're like, okay, so what do I got to go out for? I'll just order. I'll make an order. There's no reason to, It'd be nice just to be able to call up the clinic and go, I'll take some of those extra strength gummy bears and a couple of hash brownies, please. That's what's so beautiful about Amsterdam, or where I was in the South. You can just go onto like a little houseboat or to a little cafe somewhere, and you just go in and you pick whatever you want. There's a menu. It's fantastic. Now, let's see here. The herb was legal up until the 1930s and widely used for traditional medicine. Almost 90 years later, cannabis is legal in Thailand, but for medical use only. Now, six plants. People can grow 6 pots of cannabis, 6 plants. Why do they have pots in there? Because it's a Thai writing it. 6 plants of cannabis each to supplement their income. However, the rule is they can sell everything except the flower, and they need to send the flower to the health department, I guess. Let me see here. Yeah, they do. That's how it works. So guess what? You can't keep the good part of it, but you can send us the leaves and everything else. Families may form communities to grow marijuana and supply the crop to public hospitals and state facilities. That's what they have to do. They have to give them to the hospitals. And marijuana and hemp are both economic crops, and it provides a new option for locals to generate revenue. Anutin said at a marijuana educational expo in Buriram, 400 kilometers northeast of Bangkok. We are trying to ease restrictions to allow the public easier access to the plant, but please cooperate and use it correctly. Gennaro just contributed. Thank you very much. Coffee for you in Longhorns. I hope you didn't hear that. He said, you'll never buy him a coffee because you took his girl. You stole his girl's heart away. No, not really. Thank you very much, Chokdi. Appreciate that. It is the first day of the month, so I'd like to start it out with a bang. I need a little button where I can push and you hear, a bell or something, not a little fart sound. You're probably right. Why not? But then you see, you got to remember something. If you just look at Afghanistan. You look how different their culture is, and you look at how even different the Taliban is from Afghan culture, and then you look at Thailand, and then you look at the United States. It's so hard to get countries to come together and agree on everything and make it possible, Who has the green thumb in the Malin? Actually, Nicholas does. Nicholas has the green thumb. He's growing a plant in moss right now. He has a little bowl. He got some moss. He got some dirt. He put the moss on top of the dirt, and he planted a little. I don't know what it is, but we all have everybody but Alex. Alex doesn't have a green thumb. He's not a great cook. Nicholas can cook a little bit now. Alex is into music and computers, and graphics and drawing and stuff like that. He's the artsy one. But let's see here. Well, Thailand became the first country in Southeast Asia to legalize medical marijuana in 2018. Its use for recreational purpose is still banned. Any flowers and seeds yielded from the crop grown at homes must be sent to medical facilities, as they remain in the country's criminal code due to their high levels of psychoactive compounds. This is coming from Deputy Premier and Health Minister Anutin Charnvirakul. So, because of his extensive health background, he knows about these things. And I'm being facetious. I'm being a bit of a smart ass. Yeah, I grew up with Colombian weed, Colombian gold, Acapulco gold, and Thai stick was a rare treat. We did get some Colombian back in the day. And then once I moved out of my house, I was about 18 years old, I was exposed to Hawaiian weed. And that was some strong shit. I thought that was some stuff, it was the one-hit stuff. You sat there, you took one hit, and then you didn't feel your legs anymore, and you just sat there. Okay. Though some restrictions remain, allowing households to grow marijuana is another step to unshackle the industry, and is similar to Sri Lanka. I didn't know this, which allows limited growth of the plant by state licensed growers and only for medical purposes. The Philippines is considering allowing use of the plant for epilepsy treatment, but marijuana in most other nations in Southeast Asia remains forbidden, and in some punishable with death sentences. Yeah, Malaysia. Dada is death. All right, Carlos, you take it easy. Huh? Anyway, Pakalolo. It's Pakalolo, I believe, with a K. Because I used to have a shirt with that on there. Pakalolo kids. Okay, I don't want to read that. That's... Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. You just caught me off guard. Huh? Acai. Oh. Actually, the place with the what is it? Yeah, the acai. They, I don't know if they're open yet, because I just saw something in their Instagram that was asking, should we open or should it just be takeout? I wouldn't mind going there, but I can find out if they're going to be open. I will check after the stream and see if they're going to be open, and perhaps that's another place where we can go. And it's a little place. It's good. Macadamia nut coffee is the bomb. All right, let me see what else I want to say here. You're getting me off track here, though. Okay, so there was an expo, as I said, about marijuana. However, import and export of cannabis products aren't currently permitted, with few exceptions. The government-approved growers can import cannabis seeds from the Netherlands. You can get some pretty strong-ass weed from, even if it's seeds, you can get some strong shit from the Netherlands. And tourists can import their own medical supply of cannabis. Tourists on cannabis therapy need to apply for special permission to import, providing their medical prescription. There you go. Now, I don't know if you guys remember the story, but what was the name of the show? Strain Hunters. You can still find it online on like YouTube and Vimeo and those kind of places. There's a show that used to be open called Strain Hunters, and there were two guys from the Netherlands They built up their business in the Netherlands, where they were basically they put together and grew the best weed possible. They were like the winners of the Cannabis Cup and all this stuff. I told this story a couple times already, but the one guy had heard something about weed in the Congo, in the DRC. So him and his buddy go to the DRC, and they go to the DRC, and of course they're met with all kinds of problems. You know, you want to come to our area, you're going to have to pay for a special permit. They pay the permit, then they get to another little area. Oh no, that was that place, not this place. So finally they start finding some fields of weed, but it's all shit. The guy's like, this is not what I'm looking for. And so, you know, they're getting disheartened, they're getting discouraged. They keep going through, they're going through the jungle. And you know, if you know anything about the Congo and like Burundi and all these places I talk about in Central Africa, a lot of the development is no longer in place anymore. It's regressed. The places have regressed. I think I read the other day that Burundi, only 5% of the country has electricity. And so the roads are very, very bad. It's a pain in the ass getting around anywhere you want to go. It took these guys weeks and weeks. Finally, they get to a field, and they get some flowers. They do their thing. They roll up a doobie, and the guy says, "This is fantastic weed." He knows his shit apparently. And one guy was the brains behind the what do they call it when they? Can you stop? I'm trying to carry on a serious conversation here. What's the word when they breed them? They put 2 strains together or 3 strains together, whatever. They get a certain kind of strain or whatever, right? So he's like, this stuff is the bomb. And Franco, he's the one. And so first of all, they get to the point where they find the stuff hybrid. They find the stuff, and he's like, all right, we got it. And, they got some seeds and everything, and they're getting ready to go back, and the Africans are going nuts because they start fighting amongst each other that these guys need to start paying them money because they're going to get rich, and they can't have more of these seeds. They can't do this, they can't do that. It's typical. I understand, but like the guys were like, no, we've already paid for you to take us out here. You gave us permission, blah, blah, blah. They go back. They get back to the Netherlands. The weed is supposedly fantastic. And then a couple months later, of course they do. It's like everything else in Africa. People go over there and they basically plunder what they can, and then they leave. And then the Africans are sitting there going, well, what about us? We're living in squalor. The thing is they have tried to make things better in a lot of these places. And then as soon as like the Belgians left, the place went to shit. Anyway, the guy goes back. This Franco guy goes back. He's putting in wells and building schools, and he's giving money to do these things. Catches malaria, and boom, he dies. End of story. He's gone. In quest for his super strain. Okay, here we go. Thailand isn't exporting any weed or cannabis-related products at the time due to the current shortage in supply. Well, that can be rectified pretty easily. I don't know about the soil, but instead of some of the things they're growing, maybe they convert a little bit over to weed, a little bit more over to weed, and that would do the trick. However, several countries in the region expressed their interest in high-quality medical cannabis. Hopefully, Thailand will start and legalize exportation of weed. I can see China sticking their grubby little paws into the pot, so to speak, and going after going after the funds, the revenue that's going to be generated from all this, because there's a lot of revenue. It could help transform Thailand, but I don't know that they want to. I don't know that they have it in them to go, you know what, let's just say, okay, everybody can smoke weed, or I just don't think it's going to go that far. They're not that liberal. A variety of savory dishes, including pizza, thank you, kaprao, and khao yum, and drinks can be made using cannabis as an ingredient. Now, there was a place on Sukhumvit Road that I walked by. It was a couple months ago. I was very hot and I wanted something to drink, and I saw a little place that said they're selling cannabis tea. And I've had some already. And it was like, the flavor wasn't fantastic. It wasn't like I was like, wow, I'm going to be drinking this stuff all the time. It was a novelty. You really want to make it special. Put a low amount of THC in there if it's going to still get you a little bit of buzz. And then people will be walking around stoned all the time, and they're not going to, they're not going to be able to get as many things done. But they might be like, hey man, I want to go have some food. Can we go get some pizza? I always think about the what's the name of that movie with Sean Penn, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, where he's sitting in the room, in the classroom, and this guy's knocking on the door. You remember that part? And the teacher is looking over and goes, well, he looks over at the door, and there's a pizza guy standing at the door. Whose pizza is this? Oh yeah, man, it's mine. I mean, I can see that, and I can see some Thai guy, like getting a Vans checkered sneaker. Yeah, he handed it out to the whole class. I can see some Thai guy with like redoing the stoner part where Spicoli's on the phone and he's got a checkered Vans shoe in his hand and he's whacking his head with it, and he goes, you know what that is? That's my head. I'm so stoned. I think that was probably his best movie. I mean, he's been good in a lot of movies, but that was great. Okay. There are people, now they're saying that weed should not be used. Weed should not be used by everybody. People with liver or kidney problems, heart disease patients, people aged below 25, pregnant women, breastfeeding mothers, and people taking medicines that have stimulant effects. Irrespective of the negative impacts, there are about 1,000 benefits we can obtain from marijuana. Hence, all the other nations should soon follow the footsteps in legal the use of marijuana, at least for medicinal purposes, and if possible, all bring it into the mainstream. Well, now that's this writer's perspective, and of course, certain countries are never going to, I just can't see it happening. Malaysia, Dada is death. Even in Myanmar, when I was in Myanmar, I remember one of the first things I saw was this big sign saying, if you use drugs here, we'll put you to death. And I was like, well, that's a pretty good reason not to use drugs here. Now, back in April, Singapore, of course. What was that movie in Malaysia, though? Return to Paradise with Vince Vaughn in it and Joaquin Phoenix. You got to watch that. That's a pretty good movie. Would you go all the way back there for your friend? You ever see that movie? Return to Paradise? It's with Vince Vaughn and Joaquin Phoenix, where they go to Malaysia and they have a great time, and they rent bicycles, and then they get all stoned out, and Joaquin Phoenix gets arrested, and they were coming after him because of that he didn't turn in his bicycle. And the guy needed the money from the bicycle, so he's like, hey, I'm losing out on my money from this. So he went after the guy. They went after him, and he had hashish, or I forget what it was. I think it was hash. He had like a big brick of it, and they found it, and so they put him in jail. And then they said the only way that you can get off of this and not be put to death is if your friends come back and admit they were involved or it was theirs. So this, Vince Vaughn has to decide, and he's a, piece of shit in the movie. He has to decide, is he going to go all the way back to Malaysia to save this guy's life? So I don't think Longhorns is going to be flying over to Bangkok to save my life, admit the weed was his. I don't think that's going to happen, which is why it's better to stay away from it when it's illegal. However, back in April, Thailand celebrated the World Cannabis Day with a large convention, which I was talking about earlier, as the kingdom further relaxes laws regarding use of hemp in food and cosmetic products. I love how they make such a big deal about it. It's such a big deal that they're allowing cannabis to be used. Yeah, but it's not the good shit. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you can use the leaves. Oh, thank you so much. What are they going to do for me? They make some rope. Okay, I understand they're going to make some rope, but like, if I want to go on, smoke a doobie, I'm not allowed to do that? Can I roll up the leaves and go smoke a doobie? What I remember is no sticks and stones. What the hell was it? No sticks and stones. It was that Cheech and Chong thing. No sticks and stones. Acapulco Gold is badass weed. It was in their Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke movie. Some 50 booths will be set up, this is back in April, for cannabis business owners to present their products and strategies. grow 6 plants and only give the good shit to the hospitals. What are they smoking, the people who are in charge? They get to keep the good shit. They're like, okay, give us the good shit. When it comes in, you give us a bag every once in a while. We get to keep it, and that goes to the top dogs. That's why they're having such problems, because they're all stoned off their head. That's a joke. I didn't mean it. I'm not saying that. I don't want to libel anybody, slander anybody. I don't want to. Anyway. 50 booths. A networking event is scheduled on the first day, while a seminar with 14 industry experts will take place on the second day. You know damn well that these industry experts are out there and they're talking about, you can make rope and it's really strong and it lasts. You can make clothing. You can do this. You can do that. And you got people in there just going, all right, listen, man, that's great, but like, I want to get stoned. Can't we just get a couple bags out of the deal and get out of here? We want to get fucked up. There's people like that out there. The businessmen, the true businessmen, they don't care. It's a product. It's a widget. But for some people, listen, I thought when it first came out, I thought maybe I should go to America. I know a little bit about a weed. Maybe I could make some money from it. And then I thought, I don't really know shit about weed. I know shit about Acapulco Gold and dirty Mexican weed. And having to clean out stems and seeds, and even Cambodian weed. Too many sticks and stems and seeds. So I decided, no, I won't get involved in that business. The second day of the event is on April 20th, or 420, a number that has survived since the 70s as a slang term for cannabis or using cannabis. The date also marks a global counterculture celebration of cannabis. This year, Bangkok will partake. You know that people are smoking weed everywhere in Thailand. All you gotta do is go to Koh Samui. I can tell you that when I went to Koh Samui, the last time I went to Koh Samui, it's been a while. Huh? What? I can't hear you. I'm deaf already, and he's whispering in my ear over here. Oh. The last time I went to Samui, I went for a boxing event, and then the night before, the night after the fight, after the show, and the next day. We were all out having a good time, waiting to go back, come back to Bangkok. And it was like, you want a mushroom shake? You need some weed too? I mean, everything, it was everywhere. Now, I didn't partake. I know somebody who did. He got involved with the mushroom shake, and he was loopy. But I didn't get involved. Really, I didn't. It was everywhere. I mean, it's everywhere. And you just got to be careful, especially here, because even nowadays, if you get caught, I know some people that have had to pay several 100,000 baht down in Phuket. There was a couple. They got caught with, it wasn't even that much. It was like a half an ounce or something. They ended up paying a couple 100,000 baht to get out of jail. So, huh? All right. Large Thai companies. Let's get back into the business aspect of, it's like I got a little kid over my shoulder here. Large Thai companies intend to enter the budding market. It is an emerging market. Beverage giant Ichitan Group has applied for a license to produce hemp-related products, according to Chairman Tan Pasakornati. The producer of green tea drinks will introduce a new line of libations as soon as it receives the license. See, I don't know about you guys. I mean, am I wrong? But honestly, I don't care about all this shit. All I care about is, are you going to make edible gummy bears, edible cookies, edible, thank you, Carlos. Thank you very much. I can see it. I'm getting a message. I have my notifications on today. I mean, really, all this is really, it's all nice, but is that what you guys care about? You guys care about having a little, some tea infused with marijuana leaves? Or a little pizza with some marijuana leaves so that you can go, I had some pizza with marijuana leaves on it. Mr. Richard, how you doing? Mr. Richard, Mr. John, how are you doing? We are in Starbucks today, as you can see. Carl, there you go. What's happening, Carl? How's New York? How's the weather? Looks like it's going to rain later, but not quite yet. 40% chance of rain. Anyway, we're back in Thailand. Phoebe Cates getting out of the pool, best part of the movie. Yeah, I guess. Once you see her tits, it's over. Okay, then what? The whole movie was pretty good. I don't know. This is the thing. Charin Pokpan Group, Thailand's largest conglomerate, has announced a collaboration in soy plants. Good deal, man. With Majo University, the country's oldest agricultural institution, to advance research and development opportunities in the hemp field. The relaxation of marijuana laws was a key electoral plank of Bumjai Thai, a mid-sized party with outsized political sway in a ruling coalition that is clinging to a slim House majority. We want to see the cannabis business become a new income source for farmers and industrials, said Anatin. Thank you very much there, Mr. Richard. Choke D. We want to see the cannabis business become a new income source for farmers and industrialists, said Anatin Chanwirakun, the party leader, Deputy Prime Minister, and Public Health Minister, and also the man who called Farangs dirty Farangs. That's him. Anatin insists that the crop can stimulate medical tourism as well. Tourism accounts for roughly 20% of Southeast Asia's second largest economy. Cannabis legalization has become a global, if spotty, trend. New York, in March, became the 16th U.S. state to legalize recreational marijuana. So there you go. Carl, you don't have anything to fear. You're not going to get thrown in jail for having a doobie. Like I think in Texas, if you have like one joint, they'll throw your ass in jail. Is that true? Do you know? It's up to the cop. Sometimes they just throw it on the ground. I don't know. It used to be long ago when I was in the United States that cross-pollinate. Thank you very much, Daniel. It used to be that if you had like a joint, they'd throw your ass in jail, you know. And then it started to become, even when I left, it was like, okay, maybe like in California, this is long before it was legal. If you had a little bit of weed and it wasn't, you know, a duffel bag, they would just dump it out on the ground and step on it or whatever, and then that you're out of the weed. But now they don't do that anymore. Yeah, I'm happy to be here as well. It's a different place. There are some things that I want to do, but you know, I don't know if I can do it every morning, just because it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time out of the day, you know, to go places. To come here, it's not that bad, but I don't want to come here every day. But there are some places like the Acai place that we were talking about. That would be nice to go to. Huh? What is it? No. We don't need to go to. No, we don't need to go there. I've already been there. It's not a big deal. I don't understand that. You know, it's not like you can't get that shit anywhere. Now, if you really want to go somewhere, you would go to somewhere like the J5 place, which is a Michelin star. You get a Michelin star meal, which is you get like a crab omelet, and it's like 1,000 baht. What is it? Really? Oh, that's the one that was on Netflix. Yeah, it was on Netflix. Wow, that's too bad. A lot of restaurants going under, so it's good they're opening up now. Mexico is awaiting Senate approval of a bill that would legalize recreational cannabis. Now, that would be a boon for Mexico, because all the Americans come. They would, you know, you might entice a lot of Americans to come as tourists and as expats to come there, and they could, you know, hang out there with their friends, get stoned, do whatever they want to do. It's a social thing too, you know. The House passed the legislation in March, and the President, Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, Hernandez Sanchez, Rosana Dana. Mexicans got so many names, you know, has signaled his willingness to sign the bill. Over 50 countries around the world have legalized medical marijuana. The UN Commission on Narcotic Drugs in December removed cannabis. Thank you, Mr. Walter. Thank you. Long time no see. Choke D to you. Has removed cannabis from its list of most dangerous drugs. Listen, the only thing I would say about weed, as I know from experience and from what I've seen, you know, my own experience and also other people's experiences, is that if you use weed, it puts you around people who are using drugs, and therefore you may be more susceptible to saying, okay, I'm going to snort that line of coke. I'm going to, you know, do a Quaalude. Back in my day, that was kind of how it happened. I started smoking some weed, and then it was like, you ever do a Quaalude? Nah, no big deal, but they're pretty good. You know, okay, how many do I take? You're supposed to take 2. You know, all right, give me 4. And then before you know it, you're like, oh, that guy's got some coke. I've never done that before. You know, so that would be my only thing. So you do need to have some like warning sticker or label on it, the packaging, just like what do you call it? Just like with cigarettes. The list includes substances like heroin and opioids, and marijuana's removal opened the door to recognizing the crop's medical and therapeutic values. When have these people not known that there was medical and therapeutic value? They know. It's just all about the alcohol and the tobacco industry. The commission still maintains marijuana might harm public health. And so might breathing the air, which is true. Think about it. You want you to breathe the air now, and it might harm your lungs. After allowing medical marijuana in 2019, Thailand in January further relaxed regulations. I already said this. Anyone or any company can obtain permission to acquire, grow, produce, and sell hemp products. Hemp is known for its strong fiber, which can be made into rope, paper, clothing, and other products. They will be coming out with some products made from hemp, notebooks and all that kind of stuff. No, the grocery opens at 10. The mall opens at 11. So we have just. Well, you can go walk around in the grocery store. No, the perfumery is closed. It's right next to too, but they're closed. He's got to get some perfume. Even though I already told him that long ago, I was told by numerous Thais, if you buy perfume, it means the end of your relationship. So maybe he's trying to tell her something. It's what she asked for. Smoke the t-shirts. What? Snort the cosmetics? Oh, God. Now, this is what I don't understand. So I guess they consider farming different from having like 6 plants in a grow room at your house. Mr. Tom from Florida says, invite Billy to stream. He's inviting you to stream. He's like, why aren't you in the stream? He's not a YouTuber, and he doesn't want to be a guest. I already showed him. He's a big old lumbering guy. But he did get that's a good haircut. They gave you a good haircut, I'll give you that. Yeah, well, so it probably grew in a little, you know, sometimes. With me, all I gotta do is I'm shaving my head and my beard again. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So you're saying I should go and get a shampoo for my head so the shampoo girl can massage my bald head. She may like bald heads. You know, there are those baldy chasers. You know, where's Chucky Boy? Chucky Boy, I'm not sure. I haven't talked to him in like 2 days. Last I talked to him, he was in Florence, Italy, debating on going to Spain or not. But then I think he goes home. So I'm not sure. I'm sure I'll talk to him in a few days. He's been there for like 2-3 weeks. And you know, well, hopefully I'll get him online in the near future. I don't want to see any ass crack though. It's a little too much for me to handle, man. I don't need to see Chucky's ass crack for the 3rd time on my YouTube channel. We got to keep it a little bit professional here. All right, so that's the end of that one. That's the end of that one. Stoners rejoice. I could use one, I guess. Am I slowing down? This is the thing. I exchanged one addiction for another. Well, it wasn't an addiction. I didn't have the money to make it an addiction. You just exchange cocaine for espresso. That's what you do. Yeah, it's not as dangerous. Caffeine is not as dangerous. Okay, now, so my recommendation is, if you're going to get involved in any kind of drug use here, be very careful about what you do, where you use it, and who you're with, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm being serious. Just be careful, you know? And I certainly would not slam anybody for wanting to use it or anything like that. But I just, you know, I'm very tolerant. The government might not be. Although they might be more tolerant now. You know, I'd like to ask, like, a cop, hey, you know, like, if you found me with one marijuana cigarette, what would you do? Would you throw me in the pokey? Would you tell me to give you 5,000 baht and go home? Would you throw it on the ground? What would the, you know, I'd like to know if anybody has had that experience. Because all the experiences that I know of are older. Like the one in Phuket where I was talking about the people who got busted. Yeah, Billy hit on the barista. He said his name was Gennaro. And he said he was going to come pick Creo up after work and he's going to take her to go have his way with her. And his name was Gennaro. I'm joking. He didn't say anything. He's been very polite, as I have been. He's looking at me. What are you saying? He wanted to come tomorrow. I said, but today is the first day. You can't beat the first day of opening up. I was going to bring my camera. I was going to do all kinds of stuff. You've seen one reopening, you've seen another. It's just like Thai temples. For the most part, you've seen one temple, you've seen another. You know? But the good thing is that now people can go and meet up and they can meet with their friends and they can hang out. And we're going to find out, okay, so, you know, if the numbers don't continue to rise, the death toll doesn't continue to rise, then what's the problem? Stay open, you know. Right now, the only problem in Bangkok is the elderly, which apparently their vaccinations are lagging behind the rest of the demographic in Bangkok. It just says, this is from a Reuters article, just 2 weeks before her long-awaited vaccine appointment in Bangkok, Anyamani Puttaraksa, 62-year-old mother, became feverish. Three days later, her mother tested positive for COVID. 4 hours afterwards, she died. Alongside the grief is anger at a vaccine rollout that has left the elderly among Thailand's least vaccinated group, a contrast to much of the rest of the world where vulnerable people, older people, have a priority. If she had been vaccinated, her symptoms, oh, there they are. What do we got here? We got Tian, we got the little one, and you got Beer. So they're all here now. You got the whole team here. I'm sure Billy is very happy. See, he's woo! Now he wants to stay all day here. I'm sure you can. They haven't been around in a long time, Carl. You can look it up, but I think somewhere around in the late 80s or something, the company Roar stopped making them. And there was also Lemon. Roar, I don't remember who the company is. Maybe it was Shearing Plow, I don't know. But yeah, Billy says, too bad you're not here, Gennaro. Anyway, they do have Quaaludes in South Africa. They're called Mandrax. And a lot of the people there, well, some of the people there, they crush it up, and then they smoke it. But what I will say, you do hang with in Bangkok. I'm not sure what you're saying, Richard. But I can tell you that when I did, this is a long time ago. This is 40 years ago. She doesn't work here. I forget her name. Yeah. He wants to know about them all. Hey man, when you're single, they're all fair game. Huh? Well, you could always invite them over to your suite. No, it's not. That was a joke, but I wanted to see if you bit the hook. Well, so, Billy has a little special friend here, and she had to go away to take care of some family business. And so Billy he's left with his hand right now. Although, things are opening up, there could be other options. But, anyway, the Quaaludes are no more. I don't know why. I think it was because of the abuse, actually. There was too many of them being abused. And they were good, man. I still remember them. Who do you hang out with when not on YouTube? Oh, my family. And I got a couple of friends here. I got a couple of friends here in Bangkok that I see once in a while, or I talk to, or whatever, or we go meet. There's a handful of guys I've known for a long time. My buddy Scott, and we went and saw him the other day. He's been here for 20. Huh? He's a good. Yeah. Yeah. He always has a drink available. So Billy really liked it, but he's been here for 27 years. Yeah, that's the thing about Scott. He's got a bar in his apartment, and he just moved, so he wanted us to go see him the other day, and right. He doesn't go out much though. Listen, us older folk don't go out and hit in the bars most of the time. I mean, most of the guys I know, we're not out in the bars, hanging out in the clubs. This guy over here, though, he's a little different. He's like a little brother, we're already done with all that stuff. We've all got wives, girlfriends, or we got some chick coming over once in a while. He's still, like roaming around, prowling, looking for new stuff, looking for the bigger, better deal. Anyway, I think we've talked enough about marijuana. Wow. This is the thing. One more thing here about this older people being vaccinated. Thailand has fully vaccinated 6.7% of an estimated 10.9 million people 60 and older, compared with 15% of adults aged 18 to 59 and 10.2% of the total population, including children who are not being vaccinated. However, neighboring Malaysia has fully vaccinated at least 82% of its senior citizens as of August 22nd. So that gives you an idea of where Thailand stands. But they also have said that a lot of the older people just are like, I don't want to go in. I don't want to go get a shot. No, I'm not going to do it. So anyway, there you go. Now, these girls probably don't start working until 10:30, 11. Yeah. This is the thing. Starbucks is a gold mine. No wonder it's so damn expensive. It's a hell of a lot better than McDonald's as a franchise, because McDonald's always runs the risk of, oh, you're not healthy, you're going to be fat. Yeah, this place is coffee and leisure driven. I don't come here for the coffee. The coffee's not the best, right? The coffee's not the best, and it's consistent. It's consistent, and you sound like my mother now. That's what she says. I used to say all the time, I'm gonna be the best. I'm gonna be the best at this. I'm gonna be and she'd go, just be good enough. She did the job. She did the job. Anyway, here's my coffee. I've been drinking coffee from a place called Sarni's, which I will give him credit. Longhorns turned me on to. And they have very, very good coffee, but they're out of what, Singapore? Oh, you like that? She's a little tiny skinny thing, man. She probably weighs about 35 kilos. Yeah. Yeah, a little brunch. So you have to go, and he's going in a couple of days to see if he can get an extension. When are you planning on leaving at the latest? The end of the month, or are you going to stay the whole 30 days? Depends on if your girl wants you to stay. No, Billy, don't leave. Come to Los Angeles, bringing in a couple of keys. Oh, yeah, Richie Havens. Yeah. So if things get better and things continue to improve here, he'll stay. Now I need to, put aside a little bit of money for some travel and clear it with the wife, see if she wants to go. If so, where are we going to go? She wants to go to Calso. I don't want to go. For what? What are you going to do? Yeah, but, well, I mean, I don't mind going to see him, but, that's one night. One day, one night. The bars aren't open. The bars aren't open. Ugh. Yes, you do. You do. He needs to go to the bars. He needs to go somewhere where more exciting than a coffee shop. He's from Texas, the other good state. The other being Florida. Florida and Texas. Well, then go tell him it sucks. I think I've been drinking too much coffee because I'm always like, really, I'm always, huh? Sarni's is Sarni's, S-A-R-N-I-E-S, Sarni's. You can look it up. Just look Sarni's Coffee, Bangkok, Sarni's Coffee, Singapore. No, I don't. Are you fucking kidding me? I've already had one at home. I just had another one. Now this is my third double espresso. It's no wonder. I'm like, fuck. The other day I was like, I'm shaking. I'm like, well, sometimes I do. That's how it all started with espresso. It's not because I love the taste. FYI. Hey, by the way. You think so? Why? I'm going to stop listening to him. It started out that when I started getting a little bit older, I was like, man, I need a little pick-me-up. A little espresso will help. And I started having an espresso in the morning, and a little bit later on, I'd have an espresso in the afternoon. Now it takes me 2 espressos, really 2 double espressos, before I feel awake. One it gets me to where I'm able to walk around and I'm awake, and 2, that's the one that really wakes me up. I feel fine. That's the thing. No, it used to be, what the hell was it? The little Tasmanian devil? What did they call that? Forget the guy, the buzzsaw or something like that. Yeah, but like I needed the coffee, and then it's gotten to the point now where it's like, it's a social thing to where, every time I go out, somebody's drinking drinking coffee or whatever. It's funny, Jimmy James, because I just got a message yesterday saying, you know, Scott, you look really bad. I don't know, man. You shouldn't have took that Sinovac. You know, listen, I feel the same every fucking day. I'm getting old. I feel everything in my bones. I feel like I should be doing more, and I don't always have the energy to do everything I want to do. You know, I got arthritis. I'm getting old. It's just a fact of life. But I deal with it every day. It's not a problem. But some jackass wrote and said, you know, my suggestion was, you took that vaccine, you shouldn't have done that. Oh, fuck off, all of you. If you want to take the vaccine, take the vaccine. You don't want to take it, don't take it. I don't really give a shit. I already took it. Fuck off if you don't like it. Don't send your concerns. I don't need any of that. I think it would be more like The Exterminator or something like that. Everybody's in early today. That's what they did. They came in. You really hate that bad? So, really? He's used to drinking. You know, you got me off the subject of Sarni's. Sarni's, there's a couple of locations in Bangkok, but they have quite a few really good coffees. And he turned me on to some. We had some. The other day we had some Ethiopian, and then before that I had some chocolate. What was it? Dark chocolate or something like that. Yeah, dark chocolate espresso. The mix. Yeah. And then before that I had the tiramisu, and it's all a mixture of different flavors, and they've all been very, very good. So I had planned on getting some. I'm just lazy. I haven't got around to getting any because they roast their beans in-house. They're very good. Jono turned me on to a place. He turned me on to a place. I no longer buy any coffee from the grocery store. And I can always get Segafredo, Lavazza, Illy. I can always get it. Listen, by the way, I don't remember if I said this or not, because I'm high on caffeine. Thanks, Longhorns. I blame it all on you. You're a bad influence. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. If you like this stream, you like the topic we've been discussing, the channel, subscribe if you haven't already done so. I don't know. They have it too loud. It's too goddamn loud. Yeah, here we are in Thailand. They have English music and Spanish music, but they don't have any Thai music playing here. You know why? Because all the Thais want to feel like, when I go to Starbucks, I'm inter. I'm con inter. I am like an international person. That's what some of them feel like, This is their place to be international. That and KFC. They like KFC too. So, thank you very much. Yeah, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you haven't joined, become a member of the channel. You can do so for as little as $1.99, which of course, YouTube takes 35% of that. That's if, I don't talk about Joe Biden when they immediately demonetize the stream. And what else? Yeah, T-shirt, huh? T-shirt, you get a T-shirt. Huh? Oh. Get a T-shirt. Everything's down below in the description. I gotta thank you very much, Richard. I gotta tell you, I use Coinbase. Now, this is not a sponsorship. I'm not trying to make any money off this or anything like that. But the Coinbase, if you go onto Coinbase, I had like $7 in there. Somebody donated, some money, and I put the $7 into Ethereum. But the $7 had gone down to like $2.20. And then what they do is every once in a while they have these little quizzes that are designed to teach you about each cryptocurrency. And then in return, it's only 4 or 5 questions, and they're real quick. And you get like $1 for each one. So the other day, I answered like, I don't know, 9 questions. I got $9. So now that $11 is up to like $18 because Ethereum's been going up. So I'm like, well, they just put them up every once in a while, so you just have to check back once in a while. But I mean, I did it before. I earned like $25. I was like, and you can take the money out right then. It's not like in gambling, they make you hold it and roll it over and all that kind of stuff. They don't do that. It's a pretty good deal. So, I may put a couple of bucks into some cryptocurrency again, just a little bit, put $25, $50, $100 once in a while, and then just let it sit there. And hopefully it'll skyrocket. Anyway, I don't know if you can hear this music. This is Latino music. It's like, I don't know what kind of Latino music it is, but yeah, it sounds like Cuban or Mexicano or... No, it's not a Ponzi scam. It's through Coinbase. Coinbase is a huge multi-billion-dollar company or something. It's worth billions of dollars. Yeah, Desi Arnaz. Lucy, you got some splaining to do. Ward, don't you think you're being a little hard on the beef? I used to love that one. Ward, don't you think you're being a little hard on the beef? So now, yeah, she can't go out. They're not open inside. They're not open for another 30 minutes. Same thing. So Longhorns and I are now there's only one other couple here, and it's just me and him. So this place is not jam-packed. It's not like people are running to come here. Well, those are all grab orders and stuff. I mean, those have been, it's the thing. I think it's going to change the way that restaurants operate in the future. Why have, I don't know. I don't know. I think a lot more people want to stay at home. Listen, my wife told me the other day, she said, I kind of like staying at home. She goes, I want to take a break, I take a break. I want to play with Sid, I play with Sid. I want to work later hours, I work later hours. I want to, she's like, I don't have to go anywhere. Yeah. And traffic sucks, yes. Traffic does suck. Well, you can't always get what you want. But if you try sometime, you might get what you need. Stop crying and just pound it. Huh? You know that if you tasted it right away and you told them you didn't like it, they would replace it. Now, they still might. I know. I already had a Sarnies this morning. He's complaining about Starbucks coffee, which I understand. It's consistently the same. You get used to it. Maybe it tastes worse because it's in a paper cup. It's a little dirty, Thank you, Richard. Thank you very much. There she is, Mrs. Thailand, and Billy's girlfriend. Oh. I'm not gonna thrust a camera in their face. The second they come back to work, when we're reopening. Thank you, Richard. Choke me to you. You know, they say anything, that's one thing. But you know, they're busy working right now. In fact, they're not even on work time because they just came out for a second and they just went in the back. You know, these guys, I mean, really, I know how people are and how guys can be. Jesus Christ. Well, you know, I gotta put the camera in their face. We want to see them. Jesus Christ, man. You never seen a broad before? Yeah, you want to see him? Come here. Right now there's 2 guys working, that's it. Sorry. And the rest are in the back. And you know, I'm sure that, listen, I know a little bit about how their operations work here, how things work here, how the system works with Starbucks. And they really have a lot of things to do. I mean, they're constantly taking stock and moving stuff around. They have a huge checklist, and this guy runs a tight ship, man. He's been here for years. The whole staff has been here for years. You know, I don't know if you remember, but I used to come to Starbucks, and the girls, there was a turnover. Every 3-4 months, 6 months, a new girl would come in, and I go, what happened to her? She left. She's gone. You know. Huh? Yeah, so why don't you get that? You gotta ask, I don't know. I never drink anything but espresso. I think Mr. Longhorn's he's catching a buzz on the caffeine. So what time? What the hell were you doing? Yeah, but what were you doing? You couldn't sleep? Why'd you go to bed at midnight? Because you stayed up? Because you woke up at like 5 in the afternoon?
That's early.
There he is. Mr. Longhorns. Because they hear me talking to you and they're like, who are you talking to? Somebody said, who's that man's sexy voice? I went, no thank you. January trip postponed. I would say wait at least a couple of weeks. If not, maybe middle of October.
Wait till they go from 14 to 7.
End of October. Huh?
Wait till they drop it from 14 to 7.
Wait until they drop it completely. Yeah, wait until they drop the quarantine, because the quarantine makes everything a little bit difficult. TM. Now they're all out and about. They got the little cash register out. They're all getting ready for their day. So, you know, I mean, think about it. You're just starting your job, and, you know, things are like a little bit hectic because you're just reopening. The last thing you want is Scotty Mallon walking up to you with a freaking camera in their face. Hey, girls, can you say hello to my fan club? You know. If they had been here at, 8:30, huh? If they had been here at 8:30 and I got to talking to them, that'd be a little bit different. I don't even see Preo now, and she was here. Oh, she's back there, yeah. She was here. Yeah. She's the youngest out of all of them. But they've all been here now, like 3 years, 5 years. So they're getting ready to open here. We'll show that, the little lineup. Huh? Oh yeah, so we got a little bit of time. Oh yeah, they love attention. Girls love attention when they don't have to be working. And they got their boss standing right next to them. Who, let me tell you something. I can tell you that every time I say something, and every time I say something, and he's standing next to one of them, he's listening, and he wants to know what? It happened this morning. I was talking to her about something about it. Was she still exercising? What was she doing? Did she have much time? Was she been working every day? That kind of stuff. And he was like, huh? He wanted to know what's going on because I think he also wants to make sure that, maybe some of them, he's got to make sure that there's a customer staff relationship. Not like, not that I've seen that happen very often, but I'm sure it does. He runs a tight ship, man. I would say he's probably a pretty good boss. This place is tight. You don't get to run a place like this in this mall. You know what I mean? Like, listen, he must have his shit together because you don't run this Starbucks in this mall with all the people that come in here, or like one of the bigger Starbucks. You don't run it unless you paid your dues and you know your shit. Which, he's a lifer. My guess is he's going to be here for a while. Yeah, there's 3 of them just in this mall, and this is the busiest one. The one on the top floor is the least busy. The one on the second floor is next, and then this one is the busiest. So he must know his shit about coffee and the customers. They gave me a rundown of everything. The beer gave me a rundown of all the things they have to do every day, and it was just it would drive me nuts, man. They got to rotate the food. They got to take stock of everything. Like, they got to put out a plan of how much they plan on selling. They got to do that every single day. And I'm like, for a coffee shop? If you've seen the episode in Starbucks where they went into the coffee shop, the chain that they went into to try to make them pay, what the hell is it called? Protection money. They went into the place and what's his name, Paulie, was saying, look at this place. They got cappuccino, espresso, they got all these drinks here. They wouldn't have had anything if it wasn't for us Italians. Maybe it's one of his girlfriends. No. I don't think he has any girlfriends. If you know what I mean. I don't know. Maybe he does, but I don't think so. They all, listen, the only one that I think doesn't have a boyfriend is Prayer. She had a boyfriend. Who knows, by now she could have one already, but she told me, I don't want one for a long time. Huh? She's waiting for Gennaro. Oh, God. And I know that, listen, there's a thing here. If you don't know about Thailand, you better know this. If a girl's like 22, 25, expect her to have a boyfriend if she looks halfway decent. She's hooked up. Somebody's in there. They're not, just because they say they're single doesn't mean they don't have a boyfriend. To them, being single means not married. I'm not talking about the guys, I'm talking about the girls. I don't care about the guys. As Longhorn says, as I said long ago, all the Thai girls who say, oh, the Thai man very bad. Bullshit. Complete bullshit. It might be that the ones that they want are very bad, or it might be that they can screw it around once and they're just unwilling to put themselves out there again. We'll give you a little look here. There we go. Hope you're happy now. Huh? This guy goes, there's a reason why they're good in bed. There's a reason why they're good in bed. I'm not even going to comment on that. Yeah, I'm not even going to say anything. I don't. What I will say is this. I'll make a statement. I read a book, and I talked about this I think once before. James Belushi wrote a book. Somehow I got a hold of his book. I was reading it, and he said something to the effect of, "Don't let the girls fool you. Don't let them think that you're the stud, you're the only one." And how he learned that was he had this girlfriend. He said she was super hot, she was super sexy, and they had the wildest sex. And he's like, you know what? This chick is never going to leave me. She's mine forever. She's the one. And then he found out she was cheating on him. So he broke up with her. One day he goes over to the place, I guess her place or something, and he hears a bunch of noises from her apartment, and he realizes she's like that with almost every guy, or with every guy. She made those same sounds that she made with him. So, to say that, oh, well, it's because they're so good in bed. So what, there's no German chicks who are good in bed? There's no, there's no Costa Ricans that are good in bed? There's no South Africans that are good in bed? I mean, it's like saying the best looking girls are in Thailand. Okay. There's good looking women everywhere. Huh? It takes a little more than, it's not just the physical with women, the physical is something, but I just realized no more mask. Has it relaxed there? I'm not wearing a mask because I'm in a restaurant / coffee shop. If you look outside, everybody is wearing masks. Masks are required. Fred, the most psychotic are always the best ones in bed. Well, there is some truth to that. The ones that they say that they just want a purely platonic relationship, and they end up screwing your brains out. And then they're like, it's okay, we can just be friends with benefits. The next thing you know, you're with some other chick. She comes over. She's got a big knife. She's trying to bang through the door with a knife. That's pretty much how they are. Listen, I'll tell you a story. A friend of mine knew this girl. She worked with him. They worked at the same company. Yeah, he wasn't all that into her, but he was like, hey, she's bangable. So one day she says, listen, you want to go out and have a drink? So they go out, they have a drink. He takes her back to her place. She goes back. She says, you want to come over? He says, okay. He does his business with her. She's fantastic in the sack. She says, honey, you are the best. Incredible. This was magical. I really like you. Anytime you want to come over, you come over. Not a problem. I really like you. He says, I'm sure we'll see each other around, but okay, if that's what you want. A couple of days later, he's thinking, man, I could use a good root. And he decides he's going to stop over to her place. He doesn't call, he doesn't do anything. Goes over to her place. It's early evening. He goes over. Again, you know, he thinks he hears something, but he knocks on the door. She comes to the door after a couple of knocks on the door, and she says, "What are you doing here?" She had a guy over. She was screwing the guy. So he was like, you know, listen, don't always believe everything they tell you. You know, there are certain rules that men should live by. Dropping by unannounced is one. Understanding that if she seems nuts, she probably is, and you got to hold on to your nuts. That's another one. Anyway, you don't look any different than the Sinovac is a leaking virus vaccine, like we're accustomed to. Listen, I have my days where I look like $1 million. Not that many, it doesn't happen that often, but I have my days where I look well and I feel well and I feel like, you know, lying on my feet, I got some spring in my step, and then there's those days when I feel like shit. And I look like shit. It doesn't have anything to do with the vaccine or the virus or anything like that. And if you think that's what it is, then you're a jerk off. But, you know, this guy was like, my grandmother died from Sinovac. Oh, really? Why don't you send me the obituary? She died because she's a fucking old lady and she had some problems. She had some health issues. Okay? And with that, I think we should wrap it up because the mall is getting ready to open up, and I think we may explore things a little bit here and see what's going on. So, thank you everybody for joining in today. I got to sneeze. It's probably because I got... Shit. Oh, yeah. I could just put my mask on. No. Come on, man. Introduce us to... Where the fuck have you been? Billy wants Rap God. We are? You really want Rap God? Oh, okay. No, he doesn't want Rap God. He'd like to go up there, but we're not going to go there together. And you know, Andrew, if you really wanted to see the girls, then you should have been watching before, because I've had them on here numerous times. So obviously you haven't been watching. Huh? You want to? Well, I mean, I'll go up with you. I just didn't want to stream. Yeah, we don't need to stream. We've been streaming almost 2 hours. This is longer than I want to do it. And Andrew, you're looking for a girl to marry. You're not going to find one here. I can tell you that right now. It's not going to happen. I can tell you that 2 of the girls, there ain't a chance in hell they're going to let you hook up with them. Longhorn says go to smoochie.com. That's where you'll find the girl to marry. Thank you, Tom. Thank you very much. Hello, handsome man. God, I hate that statement now. I would say, Andrew, start learning your Thai. What the hell do you want to get married for? I don't understand you. For the visa? Don't do it. Don't do it for the visa. Do it for the right reason. You don't get married for the wrong reason. If you get married for the wrong reason, you don't stay married. Don't you think? You get married for the wrong reason, usually you don't stay married. Anyway, guys and gals. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Let me die. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys later. Huh? Yeah. They want your visa. I can tell you that if you come across a girl who's a decent Thai chick, she may want to go live where you live, and then again, she may be more apt to just want to stay here. And as Longhorns noted, you know, if you really want to stay here, Andrew, get yourself an elite visa. Jesus Christ, it'll be cheaper than getting a wife. In the long run, it's cheaper. Believe me, I know. You know, I can tell you that firsthand. Anyway, thank you very much. Choke D, all that good stuff. Let's see if we can say goodbye here. This is Starbucks in the Mall Bangkok. We're back, baby. We're back. It's funny how Andrew always tends to run away after he makes some stupid comment like that, which makes me think he's just a bit of a numbnuts. Richard, thank you once again. I will say hello to Chucky for you. Tell him you're missing him. We all thank you here. Elite style, yeah. Mac Daddy style. In that order? I'll say something offline because I need to enlighten you a little bit. Anyway, that's it. See you later. Choke D, Jerken Mai, Lil Jerken Mai, all that good stuff. And who knows where we'll be tomorrow. Well, if you want a real partner, why don't you put the time in, Andrew? Put the damn time in. Come here, learn the language. Put the time in. Don't do it the jack-off way. Really. It's one thing if you're living in America. You're living in America and you're like, oh my God, you know, I met this girl and you know, now we're having a long distance relationship and, you know, that's different. Get to know the, you know, listen, I tell people all the time the same things. Don't go to Pattaya to find a wife. Learn how to speak the language a little bit. Give it a year here before you even think about getting seriously involved with anybody. Give it a year, at least a year. All right, at least 6 months. You know, if you're gonna make it 6 months, then she better be extra hot. You know. All right, you want to hear what I got to say? Fine. If you're not, you know, just being a jack off and joking around, then really put the time in. That's all. Put a little time in and let it happen. Don't make it happen. Don't force it. Don't go on Smoochie. Don't go on Tinder. Because all you're gonna find is a bunch of lays. You're gonna get some chick who she's like, oh, well, if I screw him, maybe there's a chance that he'll stay with me. So you're just one of many. You're just taking your. You're just like it's just like with a bar girl. It's your turn. That's all it is. Anyway, you gotta go around. Don't you understand? It's locked. That happens. It still happens. Huh? Oh yeah. I don't know why they opened it up so early. Yeah, well they must have let people in the middle. Anyway. I gotta go. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks again. And be well, be safe, all that good stuff, all right? See you when I see you.